After a blustery start to Memorial Day weekend, things have settled down tonight. Tomorrow is looking to be another beautiful day here in Denver. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jennifer Meckles. And a bit of good news for anybody looking to venture into Rocky Mountain National Park this week. The park says Trail Ridge Road is now open to the Rainbow Curve on the east side. It's about 4 miles further up than they were previously. We know, Lauren, they were hoping to get open this weekend fully. They couldn't. Too much snow to still clear up there, so maybe we're slowly moving into like the summer weather now.
That's right. We are slowly moving in that direction. We were seeing snow in the mountains all the way through yesterday, and we even saw some spotty showers and storms across the Front Range and Eastern Plains. Today was a little bit nicer. We got sunnier, we got warmer. Then tomorrow's going to be even better. Right now, though, at DIA, we're at 63 degrees, clear skies. Those winds have certainly calmed down. We saw winds gusting upwards of 30-40 miles per hour this afternoon across the Front Range and into the foothills. Those have started to calm down now, coming in from the west-northwest at around 8 miles per hour. Our HD Doppler radar not showing a whole lot over Colorado, and that's great news for us tonight. We're going to see a clear, calm, mild evening ahead, leading to a nice sunny start to our Memorial Day tomorrow. Coming up in my full 7-day forecast, we're going to talk more about that sunny Memorial Day ahead for tomorrow. We're also going to talk about more warm weather moving in and storm chances through the next 7 days. All of that in my forecast just ahead.
Lauren, thank you. Now, this weekend always marks the unofficial start to the summer season with pools opening and boating season beginning. But with that comes a major danger, especially for kids: drowning.
An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, right? So if you can get in and just learn some of the basic water safety, learn how to float on your back, even if you can't swim. Some people can float. If you know to get on your back, take a deep breath, and people can sit there and be a little bit more safe.
New data from the CDC shows after decades of declines, now drownings are actually on the rise. And part of that comes from people just not knowing how to swim. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause explains why experts say learning to stay safe in the water is critical and the method that starts kids swimming when they're still babies.
On a sunny Sunday afternoon.
Go, go, go. Great job, Ty.
3-year-old Ty and 18-month-old Stetson splash into the pool.
Job.
Their instructor, Gina Mancia, knows the skills they're learning are more than fun.
They're life-saving.
As an infant swim rescue instructor, Gina teaches kids and babies how to survive in the water.
The risk of them falling into the water and having an accident if they're not skilled is extremely high. It's the #1 cause of accidental death in children under 5.
That's a risk she knows all too well.
My son jumped out of the trampoline, made his way to the pool, and there was surveillance where it shows he just jumped in by himself. And because he had swam in that puddle jumper, he tried to go into that vertical position that they swim in. You know how they have their head up. He went in exactly into that position, but couldn't stay afloat because children that young cannot tread water. And he battled for his life for 25 seconds.
Because of the ISR training, he knew to grab onto a volleyball net, screaming for help until Mom pulled him out.
There were 6 adults around. Drowning is silent. Nobody heard him. Nobody saw him. And it was as I was walking. So when that happened, I decided I want to be a part of this.
Nice job, Tom.
Data from the CDC shows that after decades of decline, now drownings in the U.S. are once again on the rise. A new study shows part of that may be due to people not knowing how to swim. The CDC reports roughly 15% of adults, that's almost 40 million people in the U.S. that don't know how to swim. Over half have never had a lesson. Mancia says that's concerning.
Very, very, very.
Very good. Let me see.
And that's why Raquel Isley is starting her boys early.
You know, all you want for your kids is to be safe.
Ready, set.
She says these lessons are already making a difference for Stetson and Teague.
The lessons honestly made them love the water, even more. And it gave them a respect for the water as well, because they learned you can't breathe underwater, and flipping over, they learn to hold their breath.
Raquel says they still keep a close eye on the boys around the water, but the peace of mind knowing they can keep themselves safe means the world.
It's definitely worth it. Your child's safety is priceless.
Yeah, all done.
That was Rachel Krause reporting. So far, there have been 8 water-related deaths in Colorado this year. CPW says you know the drill. If you're out in the open water especially, use those life jackets and avoid drugs and alcohol. CPW says another calf was killed by wolves this weekend, this one in Jackson County. Don Gittleson told Steamboat Radio it happened on his ranch. Gittleson previously told 9 News wolves wandering down from Wyoming have killed or injured at least 7 of his animals since 2021. Landowners who own calves killed by wolves may be eligible for compensation if they submit a claim. No claim submitted on this case yet. It is the 8th instance of wolves killing cattle this year. Also in Jackson County, a man was struck and killed by lightning northwest of Rand this weekend. Coroner's office has identified him as 51-year-old Mike Morgan. The coroner says Morgan had gotten up into a wagon or a trailer to feed his cattle when that lightning struck. The sheriff's office says 34 head of cattle were also killed. Tomorrow, Fort Logan National Cemetery is holding a Memorial Day wreath-laying ceremony to honor fallen veterans. Today, volunteers of all ages were out at the cemetery a day early, placing flags by every gravestone, making sure each veteran is honored.
There's a lot of headstones out here, and a lot of these veterans may not get people to remember them, but they served for us, and that's the biggest thing you can do for us. They deserve to be thanked and deserve to be remembered, even if I didn't know them personally. My aunt was in the Navy. She served time and she's buried here. And she passed a couple years ago, so it never gets easier, but you just kind of learn to live with it.
Tomorrow's ceremony starts at 11 in the morning, and after the wreath-laying ceremony, there will be a flyover. Flyovers will be one of several taking place across the state tomorrow. The Colorado Air National Guard will fly a formation of F-16 Vipers over 9 locations in Colorado. Those flight times are all between 10:30 in the morning and 12 p.m. Some of those places include Greeley, Parker, Grand Lake, Thornton, and Boulder. You can see a full list of locations and times on our website, 9news.com. Starting today, several RTD service changes are now in effect, and many of them are tied to a massive reconstruction project on rail lines downtown. The first of 4 phases focuses on 5 intersections in the downtown loop: Stoughton 15th, California and 15th, Stoughton 17th, California and 17th, and Broadway and Welton. This will affect the D and the H lines routes. The L line will not run during this phase, and RTD says the project will help keep the trains in good shape long term. Phase 1 should wrap up by mid-September, and the other 3 will start next year. There's a new business opening off East Colfax, and the owner says his is a story of resiliency, a lot of ups and downs, but one that is empowering as both an immigrant business owner and a member of the LGBTQ+ community. Here's Angeline McCall.
A business is always built on a dream.
I never thought that I will be where I am right now.
A dream,
But life.
Sergio Mendez discovered during his childhood in Mexico.
I started selling candies on the street outside of my home because I wanted to have my own money to go to the movies.
No longer candies, but smoothies and coffee. Sergio just opened Mystical Blends off of East Colfax in Denver.
I was driving by this East Colfax and I saw that this place was available for lease. I took a look through the window. I liked the space. I saw the potential.
Potential, not only to grow his company,
I like it. This is definitely my favorite part.
but to be part of an area that's changing.
So there is a lot of small businesses opening here, and I see the potential of this area flourishing and becoming a trendy and a good place for people to come and have a good time.
A community that can look to Sergio as inspiration.
It's a dream come true. It's the American dream. And I don't want to cry. And this is a dream for everybody, and it's an inspiration.
Marlene Bedoya is a longtime friend.
Being an immigrant, it is tough, but it's also something amazing in us.
She knows how much it took to create this concept into a reality.
And I have seen a lot of people around this street and walking this street with a lot of hope in their faces and with a lot of dreams too in their faces. And sometimes they don't have the opportunity. And having businesses like this is an inspiration for a lot of people and inspiration for the neighborhoods too.
A business that came from a dream he's been able to bring to life.
Being able to materialize this dream, it's a great satisfaction and it's something that I'm very proud of.
Sergio started his business in California, then closed and moved down to Denver. So he's picking up his dream where he left it off, and a new place that is something that he says it stands out about starting new here in Denver is just how welcoming and warm and supportive the community has been to him.
All right, and we wish him the best of luck. Angeline, thank you.